everybody, this is Drunk Goomba 1645. Happy New Year and welcome back to more Let's Play Ace Combat 4.
Converse Harbor, home of the Jaeger fleet, is completely dependent on a single petrochemical complex for its fuel supply. The complex consists of a land-based oil refinery storage facility and an offshore oil drilling platform. Your mission is to go out and destroy, or at least damage, these sites. Our objective is to reduce production output of this complex to 20% or less. By cutting off the port's fuel supply, we will delay and disrupt the combat deployment of the Jaeger fleet.
Okay, so today's mission is... I think this is going to be concentrating on time. And basically we have a pretty small and strict time limit to get to a certain number of points in order to complete the mission. Today, instead of using the F-15 active like I've been doing for like the past few missions, I'm going to actually try using the S-37A. I actually bought this plane off screen, and I also bought one secondary weapon for it, which is the large unguided bomb. And instead of using the unguided bomb, I'm going to use the QAM, which is a quick maneuvering air-to-air missile. It's very, very accurate and can take down enemies from a very, very far distance and will continue to follow the enemy for quite a while. However, it's not always a guarantee that this thing will hit the enemy. Like, say for example, enemies like around maybe, say about 2,000 feet, you fire the missile, and, well, I think this thing has like a 98% accuracy, like a 98% chance of actually hitting the enemy. The other 2%, obviously, it would miss. But most of the time, you will kill the enemy. You can just fire one of these, just move on to the next enemy. Well, yeah, that is basically that missile. And our mission is to score at least 2,000 points within the time limit and continue to destroy enemy forces. Kind of like how the mission objective said.
Into two groups and destroy targets. Inflict as much damage as possible to the complex and reduce their output.
Okay, so...
You sure this is smart? We're over the bad guys.
Yeah, shut up. Okay, as I was going to say, we have 10 minutes to complete this mission, and 10 minutes to get 20,000 points or more. I mean, 2,000 points or more. What am I saying? I don't know. When you're engaging in these kinds of missions, keep an eye on your targets and just try to concentrate on the targets that actually matter. Like, say you're engaging in a dogfight against a plane that's like worth, say, I don't know, 200 points or something. The higher value the points are for that particular plane, the harder it'll be to take it down. And to tell the truth, those kinds of planes are not worth your time. They really are not. Uh-oh. Missile. Okay, it was SAM. SAM obviously stands for Surface-to-Air Missile. I actually first learned of this term when playing Command & Conquer on the Nintendo 64. I actually used to play that game quite a lot as a kid. Okay, I need to take this thing down, otherwise it's going to be a bitch. There we go.
SAM destroyed.
Yay! SAM has been destroyed. So basically, when you concentrate on these kinds of missions, just try to go for as many targets as possible and take out as many as you can within a short time frame, especially on high difficulties like Expert. And I am not sure, but I think there's also an Ace difficulty in this game, and I think to unlock Ace you have to complete the game on Expert, but don't quote me on that. Oh, and here's another thing I wanted to mention. To get the very last plane in the very last plane slot, I've actually looked this up beforehand. I think you have to get all S ranks on all missions on the normal difficulty. Again, I looked this up on like a website. I don't remember exactly where I looked it up, I was just looking around, seeing where I could find, like, say, the terms of service contract or terms of use for the game as far as, like, monetizing the game goes. I seriously cannot find the damn thing anywhere. I mean, I've Google searched it and I can't find it. I mean, I did find the official website of Ace Combat 4, even though it really isn't, you know, it doesn't update or anything anymore, obviously, because the game's been released for several years. I even tried looking up Bandai Namco Games, which is actually the publisher of Ace Combat 4, even though I think Namco actually bought out Bandai like several years later. You know, after this game was released, not before. I'm crazy. And hence the reason why they became Bandai Namco Games. Again, I'm not absolutely sure as far as history goes with like all this jibber jabber and all the technical stuff. Okay, moving on to the next topic. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Enemy facility destroyed.
Yay, I took it out with my guns, because guns are awesome. They make shit go boom. I love making things go boom. It's beautiful. Especially when you're the one who's causing it. Keep this in mind, I am thinking of the gaming world, not the real world. Obviously, the real world, it's a lot more terrifying.
Box 2.
Oops. Well, one thing I kind of wanted to mention, you can actually keep track of how far your missiles actually go by pushing and holding the circle button. But to tell the truth, using this, it's kind of a red herring. And there we go.
Facility destroyed.
When you're tracking your missile, you can pretty much just hold the circle button down and keep track of it throughout its entire flight path, or at least until it misses its target or hits its target. But again, as I've mentioned, it is a bit of a red herring because it blocks your view completely, and unless you're really comfortable with your position and where you're at, I suggest not using this feature at all. Seriously. It'll just get in the way, and it'll just mess you up a lot.
Enemy facility destroyed. Hard enemy radar.
One way to really rack up points is obviously to use something like a unguided bomb and destroy multiple targets simultaneously.
How the heck did they build that?
And also, it's easier and wiser to actually go after land-based targets rather than air-based targets, and holy crap, I almost died. That would have sucked if I would have crashed right there. If any time during any mission that I end up getting shot down, or if I crash or something, depending on how far I get into the mission, I may just cut to a point where I can actually resume. And usually that point involves me just,
Radar lock. Box 2.
will you die? Yes, thank you. Excellent. We hit the target point,
Bandit at
meaning I got 2,000 points on the dot. When you usually meet this point requirement, that means the mission is essentially complete. You just have to let the timer run out.
I got him in my sights.
Usually you can just let the timer run out and you'll be fine and just get a C rank. Or you can be smart and actually decide to, I don't know, go after more targets. Keep going after as many targets as you can within the time limit, and just continue engaging in ground targets. And I got hit by an AA gun. Damn, AA gun actually dealt 6% damage, which is actually pretty high if you ask me. Again, the SG-37 actually does have really good defenses too, and it's also pretty damn good taking out ground targets and also air targets. However, the stats actually indicate that this is actually more superior for air combat than it is for ground combat. Same with kind of any plane that you would actually use in like real life and this game, and really any Ace Combat game. Also, here's a little fun fact that I've actually learned while I was looking around on the internet. I looked at the Ace Combat Wikipedia. The first Ace Combat game was actually called Air Combat. which is kind of odd. And to tell the truth, thanks. I think Ace Combat 4 was actually the first Ace Combat game to actually be called Ace Combat. Then again, it's probably... maybe Ace Combat 2 was called Ace Combat 2. Again, I don't know for sure. It's kind of like the same issue, which involves like Mystical Ninja, like the Bitsamaru, Goemon, etc., etc. And I'm just referring to, you know, the Let's Play that's going on right now in the Crystal Star Studio by Mega Freak 400, and also Slim Kirby. And I don't know why my voice keeps cracking. Whatever. Who cares?
Hard enemy radar spike.
So, what do I want to mention now? As you all know, I've recently gotten a PlayStation 3 for Christmas. And, well, I also picked up a couple of games like about a day later. The games I got for the PlayStation 3 are Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, and today, when I'm recording this, I actually picked up L.A. Noire. I'm probably going to start playing that when I actually get done recording all these videos and all these missions. I'm going to aim for a goal of completing 5 missions in one sitting, but still, they'll obviously be split into multiple videos. Depends if I feel up to recording that many missions in one sitting or not.
Fox 2, enemy facility destroyed.
So, what am I to talk about now? I am not very sure. Well, I got 30 seconds left until the mission is complete, so that's a good thing. And I'm already up to an A rank.
Hard enemy radar spike.
Uh-oh.
Mobius 1, Fox 2.
I actually thought I was going to be locked on by a Sam, which wouldn't have been good, obviously. Do not want to be locked on by a Sam. 7 seconds left. Let's see if I can get an S rank within the next 3 seconds.
Enemy facility destroyed.
And...
facility neutralized. Mission complete.
alrighty, excellent. However, we do have a bit of a mission update. That is not good. And we have like around 3:45 to complete this.
Group hot. Appears to be 5 targets in the group.
Okay, so our next objective is to escape the battlefield. Obviously, fly south to exit the combat airspace, because the targets that are actually engaging us now, they are very, very hard targets to take down. And it's like near impossible to actually do that within the time limit, unless you're playing on some difficulty like easy or something, but again, I don't know for sure. It is very, very wise to just run for your lives. Just fly south as fast as you can and keep that R1 button held down at all times. Just keep flying south and you'll be fine. Seriously, it is that bloody simple. So, what am I to talk about now? I am not very sure, actually. Well, we pretty much reached the return line, and all I can say is freaking mission accomplished.
Picture is clear. Bandits are down or no factor. All aircraft RTB.
Yeah, let us get the hell out of here. And let us now proceed, because really the replay just shows me just destroying land targets, destroying a bunch of crap. Okay, let's go.
The enemy lost 5 million barrels of reserves and the ability to process 250,000 barrels of crude oil daily. The Aegir fleet is effectively immobilized and no longer a threat. Unfortunately, our losses were high as well. We now rely on your skills more than ever to compensate for our losses.
Okay, so mission complete. We got an A rank, which is something very, very nice, and I kind of didn't expect to actually get an A rank. I was expecting something more of maybe a B or even a C rank. To tell the truth, I didn't think I'd be able to complete the mission in time, but who knows for sure. With my superior skills and all this other crap. Whatever. I'm awesome. End the story. Let's proceed.
A freeway under construction in a wheat field outside of town. When they started construction, I remember how the mayor bragged about it, even though it would completely bypass our town. The freeway became the occupation force's makeshift runway, and the unfinished tunnels their bunkers. This was their base. They were the elite flight squadron chosen to protect the cannon. Ironically, the same cannon that was created to shoot down the asteroids became a catalyst to the war. But when the Allied attacks no longer came, the squadron was assigned long-range missions that took them to distant battlefields. I thought of the words I would use to confront him and bided my time. Although I harbored these feelings within me, I could never get close to him. His wingman was always by his side. Despite having a gentle demeanor, I could tell that the wingman would never allow danger to get near Yellow 13, even on land. The pillar of their group, 13 exuded an air of invincibility. He always chose to fly a 5-plane formation. He was a man who prided himself not on his kill record, but on his record of never losing a squadron member. It's difficult for me to describe just how good Yellow 13's flying was, but I witnessed it once from the ground. The lead plane with the 5-plane formation should have turned the same arc with the same timing as the others. Yet only his plane drew sharp contrails. His heart felt compassion towards the weaker enemies he downed. Someday, if an equal appeared and challenged the limits of his skills in a fight, he would bear no resentment about being shot down. He said this himself. And so as time passed, I found the goodness of a home in their company. Leaving them was no longer an option for me now.
I have to say, that is some really, really interesting stuff. It's kind of really, really interesting. The fact that this young boy is pretty much harboring upon the enemy and just kind of treating them like family. I don't know for sure. I don't exactly pay attention all the time. Again, that's just me. Anyways, this is Drunk Goomba 1645 with Let's Play Ace Combat 4. And we'll see you guys next time for Mission 6, and we'll see where this game will take us next. So, see you guys next time. Please remember to like this video, and feel free to leave me a comment as well, whether it be constructive criticism, or a simple compliment saying I'm the best, or whatever works for you, it'll work for me. Seriously, feel free to leave a comment. It'll really help me out a lot. And also another thing that'll help me out a lot is adding this video to your favorites. Each like and favorite I receive definitely does help me tremendously in the long run upon getting discovered. If you want to keep up with me with whatever it is that I do, feel free to click the subscribe button now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.